Alright, well this wasn't exactly the video I had planned for today. I was supposed to be pulling ALS out of a junk Tahoe for the White El Camino. But the Tahoe is so wrecked that I can't get it down the daggum hill out here without pushing my luck, let's just say. I tried 3 times yesterday with the tractor and it's so jacked up it kept getting hung on the stump. Then I about lost it, the chain come loose, and if it had plowed into this dually, I'd have lost my mind. So I gently, very gently, pushed it out back to the field, and as things go around here, the least faithful thing in this yard, that Ford. If you've seen the videos from years ago, how much that thing just breaks down on its own in the driveway. It's continued its streak now to the point where I'm pretty sure it has a collapsed lifter. I Marvel mystery oiled it. It didn't help. I changed oil this morning with Lucas and some fresh 1540. It did not help. It holds good oil pressure, but I'm guessing it's just got a collapsed lifter. So I'm done with the Ford, unless upper management wants to kick in on helping fix the Ford. I'm done with the Ford. So I went back to Old Faithful here. This truck has been in the background of videos, but it's never been in a video. It's a 0405 GMC 2500 two-wheel drive. I bought it to part out. Had this truck probably 2 or 3 years, and when I first bought it, well, I got it cheap because it needed a transmission. Well, I got it home, go to check it. It's a gallon low. So I poured a gallon of transmission fluid in it. It had a bad transmission line leak. It's from up north, so it's crusty and rusty. The transmission line was spliced with some rubber hose and it was leaking. So I tightened that up, added a gallon of fluid, and it does slip on the 1-2 gear change. So this was my guinea pig for HP tuners, so I started playing with this truck in the beginning. So I upped the shift pressures and I cut the shift time down in between 1 and 2. So it does fantastic until it gets warm, and then it'll shutter on the 1-2 shift. So if you just lift, let it shift, and then continue on, it's fine. It did have good AC. I started messing with that before I started doing what I'm about to do now. So this thing, I'm pretty sure, has the typical LS broken oil pump O-ring deal. It doesn't have fantastic oil pressure, and as it gets warmer, it has way less than fantastic oil pressure. So I'm gonna take a gamble on it's the O-ring. I happen to have some O-rings. I thought I had a pan gasket, but I don't. So I'm gonna roll the dice and just reuse this one. Seeing that it's 2-wheel drive, it's pretty well out in the open here. And I know this video, or this type of, not this video, but I know this has been covered probably a blue 1.5 million times on YouTube, but I've never done it on this channel, and I'm working on it, so why not video it? All right, like I was saying, 2-wheel drive truck. I mean, take this cross member here out and you can get directly to the pan, and you can see how rusty it is. It also needs a radiator. So what I'm going to do, and I know those oil cooler lines are not going to come out of this radiator, so I'm pretty sure I have an oil cooler block off for that right there. So I'm just going to block the oil cooler off and not even fool with it, because I'd be seriously impressed if those things come loose. Oh, it also has no exhaust on it. I cut the converters off of it a couple years ago and actually have $0 in this truck. This truck has actually made me money because of the converters. So, and it also looks like it has stuff growing in that crossover. Or maybe it's just mud, I don't know. Oh wait, this truck has been on the channel. It was the burnout truck. I forgot about that. But yeah. So let's pull an oil pan and see if an oil pump pickup O-ring is cracked or not. All right, with that cross member out of there, you can really see how, I mean, either this thing is just falling off or somebody's been in here and didn't put it back right, but it's supposed to be up here in the front of the oil pan like this. So you get all these bolts here, and you got 2 long bolts, one here, and then you gotta take these bolts out of the bell housing right here because they go into the oil pan as well. So and then they're just going to give up on these lines like I was saying. We're almost going to pop this loose and it's probably going to make a mess, but I need to try round up a pan that has that on there. I should have one somewhere. If not, I'll take that one off and we'll take it to work and drill and tap it, put pipe plugs in it or something. So let me get this pan off and I'll show you what I see. All right, I think you can see that. Get this old cooler thing. I was tightening it back up because it was leaking everywhere. Crap, the daggum oil sensor, oil level sensor thing is got me. I don't have a screwdriver to get it. All right, hopefully it'll come on out of there. Oh yeah, it came on out there, didn't it? It's kind of sludgy in there. I probably should have gotten some brake cleaner. Alright, you got the bolt for the pickup right there. And it's that 10. You can see the tube right there. And then it goes back to the windage tray here. Right there. And there's the dipstick. So, looks like it got water in it. Oh, that's just how it looked. But yeah, let's get this pickup tube off and check that O-ring. I believe it's a 10 and a 13. I don't have a 13 down here, but I have a 10. I think I'll start barfing oil when I take it loose. Maybe. That 10mm bolt is still in that flange for the O-ring. There may be oil pour out of this. There goes oil pump too. The O-ring's definitely flat, so I mean that's probably what it was. So let me get it out of here. Alright, I got the pan. Well, you see me take the pan off. I got it cleaned out. It was pretty dirty, pretty sludgy. And then Still gotta change that O-ring. It's pretty flat. I don't see any cracks, but I mean they get flat, and it's pretty well cleaned out down in the pickup. Good enough, I suppose. And get the gasket cleaned up. Then I'm gonna put a little silicone on this here pan rail, and we're gonna hope for the best. So I'll see you under the truck.
Competition Products, your source for hardcore engine parts for street, strip, and oval track. Our free catalog is packed with hundreds of product lines from the best-known manufacturers in the performance industry. Lowest prices guaranteed. Free shipping and handling on all orders over $149 in the continental U.S. Need expert advice? Our knowledgeable staff is just a phone call away. Competition Product, race parts sold by racers since 1970.
All right, there's a green O-ring on there. I know there's a difference. All I have was a black and red. Red seems fatter, so that's what we're going with. And apparently the gun range across the field is in action today. So sorry about that racket. I don't really understand that, because we are fortunate enough in this county to have a stupid nice shooting complex, and it's like 20 minutes up the road with all kinds of stuff. Steel targets, paper targets, long range, skeet, trap, 3D bow range. And I love guns just as much or more than they do probably, and I don't make the neighbors listen to that. That's my rant for today. We live in a neighborhood, not just a house or two. This is an actual neighborhood. All right, I'm done bitching. Okie doke. Let me get a few bolts. I guess I could have got the socket ready, couldn't I? All right. If that's irritating you, believe me, it's been irritating me. Oh yeah, I was supposed to stop talking about that. I've got a block off plate over here. Actually, Joe has a block off plate over here, so we're gonna borrow his, and I'll just get another one off Amazon, and we will replace his. So everybody say thank you, Joe, for loaning me some parts. before I put all these bolts in this pan, I'm gonna put these back through the bell housing right quick. Guess I left my little impact out there somewhere. Now we can proceed. Man, I hope this fixes this truck. Got crap falling all over me. Alright, let's plug this here sensor thing back up. Go get an oil filter and that little plate and close. Alright, I didn't really think about it. Dadgummit. I didn't really think about it until I was pouring oil in this thing. Probably would have been smart and pretty decent for content maybe if I'd have used my pre-lube setup, since I had the oil pump pickup off of this thing. Yeah, but too late. It's already got 5 quarts in the pan and I'm not draining that back out to put in my pre-lube thing. So I guess what I'll do is this thing's about to go dead. I'll just bump it, shut it off, bump it, shut it off, bump it, shut it off. Hopefully it'll prime pretty quick. I mean, you know, all the galleys and everything are still full of oil. We just broke the, I guess it's like what you would call the seal. All right, let me, hopefully this thing will be all right. Pick the jump box up. It's got oil in it. The best this thing ever had is about 30 pounds. So right, got 40 right now. be okay. We'll let it run a little bit and check for leaks. Hey, it might be all right. Kind of like I said, 30 is about all I've ever seen it do, but I mean, about 70 plus PSI. So, well, heck, I'm gonna call that a win. Minus the fact that I have an ant farm. I don't know if you can see one there, one. I've killed a bunch of them. They're all over the place. So I have a feeling they might be hiding in the old air box here. Also, before I start driving it, there's a good chance I should probably put a wheel bearing assembly in this thing. Well, I didn't find out where the ants are hiding out, but I did find out where my firewall insulation went to. I thought it kind of looked funny back there. It looked a little sparse. Well, I found it. A fivel. You know, I feel like when Mortsky said fivel, I'm not copying him. I remember the story of fivel. But anybody else I say fivel to ain't got a clue what I'm talking about. So I'm not stealing it from Mortsky. I just remember the story. So apparently there was a nice mouse house in my air filter. A lot of mouse poop in there. Probably shouldn't be breathing that. But I almost have exhaust. I don't have one connector fitting doodad that I need. So I got one bank ran into the Flowmaster, but the other is not connected just yet. So, but that's as far as I'm going to go today. That's all I'm going to do. I got to get this thing out of here. Got to get cleaned up because I got another project coming in the morning. So, thanks for watching Left 4 Dead Garage, and we'll see you on the next one.